Well, congratulations, I guess, on first game back in. But I guess we'll talk a little bit about tonight. That was pretty hard to watch. Particularly for 3.5 quarters, was pretty hard. How was it out there? Like it was slippery, wet. Like how did you find it?
Yeah, it was certainly tough conditions, and yeah, it's pretty disappointing. Adelaide probably worked with those conditions a little bit better and cleaner than what we did. Probably had our chances and going inside 50 and missing a few goals and that sort of thing really hurt us. Yeah, it was a pretty frustrating night, but I was pretty proud of the way the boys fought it out towards the end there. Sort of gave them a little bit of a scare late, but not quite.
Yeah. Was there anything because in the first quarter in particular, it sort of felt that it was just a bit of an arm wrestle. Was there anything in particular that you guys spoke about quarter time, half time, 3-quarter time that they were quite on top, or did you sort of feel, despite the scoreboard getting a bit out, that we were still sort of in the game?
Yeah, it was definitely a game of territory, especially early in those conditions. I think Adelaide was just a little bit cleaner and took some more opportunities when they got it going forward. We talked sort of about changing the angles a bit more and getting off the line of the ball and trying to stimulate some inside 50s from different angles and that sort of thing, which I thought we sort of did, especially in that third, fourth quarter. But I guess when you come in at halftime at 3 goals 11 or at 3 goals 8 or whatever it was, you got a long road ahead to try and get back. And in the end, it was probably just a bit too much.
Yeah, I 100% agree. It sort of felt like that. It felt like we had enough of the play, but just weren't quite clean enough. But I also want to have a chat about just yourself. So I know Ken mentioned the exact number. It was something like 640 odd days since you last played. Tell us a little bit about what you've been doing. When you first got injured, did you have any idea it was going to take this long to get back?
Oh, certainly not. When it first happened, I thought it was just a standard rolled ankle. I think I played the next 2 weeks later or something like that, and it sort of just kept hanging around, and probably affected my footy for the rest of that season. And then had the surgery at the end of that year. Got back running again. And just after Christmas, had to have another surgery, so that sort of, pushed back last year a little bit.
Was this from 17 going into 18?
Yeah. So 2018 season was probably affected by that, and finally got back to played a couple of SANFL games about mid-year that year, and then had a stress fracture in my foot, so that sort of ruled that season out. So it was a bit of a wipeout, which was disappointing. But since then, coming back sort of this off-season, pre-season, I've managed to get a bit of work into the body and had a good run at a few trial games and that this year, and then played 5 or 6 Maggie's games at the start of this year. So I feel like the body stuff's sort of sorted. I've just got to try and pick up the pace of the game a bit more at AFL level if I get another opportunity.
Yeah. Now, the initial injury, was this the one where literally you just rolled your ankle at training? Is that what happened? Like, wasn't it a little bit bizarre from memory? It was just sort of tripped on a footy or something like that? Is that what it was?
It wasn't my finest hour. I think Chatty Wingard kicked the ball and I sort of jumped up to smother it, and it sconed me right in the face, the falcon, and kind of knocked me out. And then on the way down, that's when I sort of landed awkwardly on my foot or whatever, and rolled over on the ankle. So everyone was sort of running over to see how the head was, and I was clutching at the ankle. So, it was a bit of a freak accident, I guess. But I'd been really lucky with injury up until that point. So, that was what happened, I guess.
That is weird to think, because before that you played 150 games pretty much without an injury, and then do something like that at training. It is quite bizarre. But just more recently, so coming into this season, obviously everyone wants to play as much AFL footy as they could. Did you have that? What were your goals coming in, like with what you've gone through? What were you sort of expecting or hoping would happen this year for yourself?
Yeah, I probably didn't expect to come sort of straight in at the start of the season or anything like that. I knew I had to build up firstly some match fitness and then try and build some form with the Maggies, and I felt like I did that, and I probably wasn't setting the world on fire at SANFL level, but I felt like I put a pretty strong body of work in the first part of the year, and then it was sort of waiting for opportunity more than anything. And unfortunately we had a couple of injuries this week, and got the call up and was pretty excited when Kenny said I was in.
Yeah, well, I've watched a bit of Maggie's footy. I thought you played really well, particularly the North Adelaide game. I thought you and Lino were standouts that one and looked like you were ready to step up. I know everyone wants to play AFL footy, but have you enjoyed going back, wearing our famous prison bar Guernsey and running around the local grounds, particularly at Albert and Oval?
Yeah, no, absolutely, I did. Like you said, when you're at an AFL club, I guess the goal is to be playing AFL. That's what you're there to do. But that's the situation I was in. I really wanted to enjoy that time with the Maggies, and growing up a Port Adelaide boy, to pull the prison bar on was pretty awesome. And we've got a great bunch of young fellas playing down there as well, so it was really enjoyable, and definitely some guys playing good footy down there.
Well, Brogsy, it was great to see you back out there tonight, and I know every Port Adelaide fan just wishes you all the best and hope we can see some more out of you. So well done, mate.
Thanks, Benny.
Thank you.